What are the odds that January 1st is going to be a day that you find a lot of motivation to change? Why is January 1st going to be a day where you're more motivated to do something than you are right in this moment?
Welcome to the IGNTD Recovery podcast, a new way forward for anyone looking for answers but feeling left out. If you've been searching for empowerment, triumph, and purpose, you've found them right here. You won't hear the same solutions, and you're not going to have any excuses to fall back on, because IGNTD Recovery allows heroes to rise and become their best selves. I'm Dr. Adi Jaffe, and I can't wait to be your guide on this journey. Are you ready to become an ignited hero?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of the Ignited Recovery Secrets podcast. I'm Adi Jaffe, and I am walking around my neighborhood today. When you're listening to this, it's after Christmas, but before New Year's. And for me, this is the end of a pretty challenging time period for a lot of the people that I regularly talk to. And so I wanted to keep this nice and short and sweet because, you're in the middle of this season. But I just wanted to kind of give us a little bit of perspective, if that's okay. For some of you, this has been an amazing period, and maybe especially if you've worked with us over the last few months, you've had a better holiday, and by that I mean Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, Christmas, this whole last month and a half we've been through, than you've had in a long time. And for others, whether you've worked with me or not, it's just been good and it's been better than before. But for some of you, this has been a struggle, and maybe especially the last couple of days, surrounded by family, surrounded by triggers, surrounded by things that have reminded you that you're not exactly where you want to be, or maybe you're isolated, you don't have enough money, or you're not in the right relationship, you don't have kids yet, whatever it is that's going on for you. It's interesting, right? Because now we shift into this new mindset. Maybe you're preparing for a party. We're going to throw a friend bash here for all of our friends. But, the beginning of a year is normally that time where a lot of my clients say, or a lot of the people who reach out to me say, I'm going to commit to making changes in 2020. I want to challenge you on that for a second here. We've got a couple of days before then. And my question is, what exactly are you waiting for? What do you think is going to happen in 4 days, 5 days, that will make you then finally ready to create change in your life? Sorry, literally walking around the neighborhood so you can hear the dogs. Research has actually shown us that quit dates and all these other things that people think they're going to put in place are not really great predictors of long-term success in creating change. And the reason is this. What are the odds that January 1st is going to be a day that you find a lot of motivation to change? Why is January 1st going to be a day where you're more motivated to do something than you are right in this moment, right? I mean, you're listening to this podcast. You're checking us out. Maybe you listen every Friday and Wednesday. But something inside you right now is saying, hey, you know what? I want to take on information. I want to be inspired. I want to create this new reality for myself. What exactly are you waiting for? If there's a better life waiting at the end of this decision, you're just waiting to start your better life in 4 or 5 days. And I want to be clear about what I'm saying here, right? Some of you are looking to end problematic behavior. Some of you are looking to start new, improved health, wellness, fitness, relationship behaviors and rituals. It doesn't really matter what it is that you're looking to do. I think too many people wait for some magical moment where their motivation, their willpower, etc., is going to reach some new peak, and then it'll all make sense, and it'll all be easy. Well, as one of my favorite coaches that I tune into here and there says, his name is Myron Golden, he says, people do things for one reason only, because they feel like it. If you feel like making a change in your life, just fucking make it right now. Stop waiting. I got to tell you, no big, huge, massive, important, relevant change that has ever happened in my life came because a specific date hit. It just was never happened. Even the day that I got out of jail, which was a specific day, kind of came as a surprise. We were not expecting for the judge to let me out of jail that day, right? Sometimes we put so much weight on a point in a calendar or a time of the day. they're fake. I mean, they're literally fake, by the way, right? They're constructs. They're things that humans created to keep track of what's happening in the world. I hate breaking this to you, especially if you're throwing a party, but like midnight, December 31st to January 1st, 2019 to 2020, that moment in time is made up. There is nothing different in the universe other than the passage of time and whatever processes are happening naturally. The shifts, right? 11:59 p.m. on December 31st and midnight, January 1st, 2020. Yes, it's the end of the decade, all this great stuff, but those are just numbers that we put in place when we decided to keep track. Are you really going to let a decision somebody made thousands of years ago impact when you create change in your life? Why not just get started right now? So here's my recommendation to you. As you're listening right now, tune in really, really carefully, very, very intuitively, as Sophie would say, to what it is that you want to create change around. What are some of these things you don't like in your life? And instead of making a wish that in 4 or 5 days you're going to feel motivated to do something about it, do something about it right now. I say to a lot of my clients, who feel like they've neglected their exercise, just fucking get down and do push-ups and sit-ups right now. Go for a jog, put shoes on and go for a jog right now, right? There is nothing magical that's going to happen later that can't happen now. And some of you are saying, well, but the thing I want to do is I want to drink less, or I want to quit drinking, and New Year's Eve is coming. I got news for you. After New Year's Eve, you know how many different holidays and how many different opportunities and how many times you're going to sit in front of people and they're going to drink? If you're going to reduce or quit, is this New Year's Eve really going to make all this big of a difference in your life? I don't think it is. I think that's another one of those reasons that we say, I'll start tomorrow. I'll start next week. So you just say, fuck it, stop that. Stop it. Say, I'm worth it to make an actual decision. Now, if you've listened to a lot of the work that I've done in the past and some of the advice that I give you, don't just make a wish that you're going to stop right now. Take action. What does that mean? That can mean a million different things. I'm going to use eating and drinking just because we just came out of the holidays, and I know that's a big thing for you. We're also doing a 21-day habit reset challenge with some pretty amazing surprises for you that's going to start in the middle of January. So if you go to 21dayhabitreset.com, you'll see we're made it more affordable and more approachable for everybody. So, if you're going to want some help, sign up and we will help you with that in January. But here's the thing. If you want to change the way you eat, let's say, then one of the first things you're going to need to do probably is at least get rid of or eliminate the vast majority of the things that you don't want to eat. I mean, I know the logic is pretty simple, right? It's like, if I don't want to eat a bunch of brownies, I should probably not have 2 pounds of brownies in my pantry. Makes sense. Sometimes a difficult decision to make. So that's one thing, right? Eliminate. You don't have to eliminate all of it if you don't want to completely get rid of it. Probably not a good idea to have a closet full of them. Next up, and this is the thing a lot of people miss, load up your pantry with other things you like eating that fit in the category of healthy or healthier. Sophie exposed me a couple of years ago to those seaweed sheets. They have like salt, which I know is not necessarily the best thing on the face of the earth for you, but they're a snack I love. Or some of these veggie chips, like dried up, thinly sliced chips to replace, tortilla chips. Find things and fill up your pantry. And for those of you who are struggling with drinking, your refrigerator with these snacks and these drinks that you like. One of my clients, literally, other than hopefully me a little bit, credits LaCroix with helping her eliminate her drinking. Why? Because she filled up her fridge with that kind of stuff. Do that for yourself, right? Don't think to yourself, oh shit, I got to live a life that is full of void and just drinking things that I hate and am bothered by, or eating carrot sticks if carrot sticks are not your thing. Fill up your life with the things you want to replace whatever it is you're taking away. But do it now. Don't wait. You got this little leeway, right? 27, 28, 29, 30th. Do it right now. Start creating the change in your life. Here's what I guarantee. If you start creating change in your life tomorrow, is going to be a little bit better than today was in terms of this behavior you're trying to change versus what would happen otherwise, which is you're going to wake up tomorrow. It's going to be exactly the same as it's always been. You're going to beat yourself up over it. If you're anything like I've been, or like a lot of the people I work with, by the time New Year's gets here in a few days, you're going to be really upset at yourself. That's going to give you even more reason to eat, drink, and do other shit that you wouldn't do otherwise. You're going to feel like real crap on the first, and the cycle continues. So just stop the cycle. Press pause right now. Go do something good for yourself. Then come back, and I'm going to ask you again, take a screenshot, and just tell me, tag at ignited.me, and let me know what resonated, what behavior are you committing to. If you haven't done a 21-day habit reset ever, again, I really recommend 21dayhabitreset.com. But one of the things I talk about is there's research that shows that being public about your behavioral change helps you make that change. So tag us, let us know what change you're committing to. It's going to help you do a better job. I wish you nothing but the most amazing end of the year. I know we will be celebrating. I hope you will be celebrating as well. And I hope that 2020 starts off on the right, amazing, magnificent foot that you wanted to start out on. Love you all so much. See you next year.
Thank you for tuning in to the Ignited Heroes Recovery Podcast. I really hope you found the information here useful and that we'll see you back here next week. And look, I want to make sure that this podcast is the most useful it can be for you, so please let me know by emailing info@ignited.com if there are any specific topics or questions you'd like to have addressed. As usual, if you like this episode, I would love for you to leave us a 5-star review and rating. Thanks, and see you next week.